Well, it is 10 o'clock, and we do pride ourselves on starting on time in Sparks. So let's get started. First of all, good morning. Thank you all for showing up for the State of the City 2021. It's been quite a year. I'm sure some of you had the same kind of year we had, but things are looking very good for us. So before we get started, I want to introduce the City Council, starting with, and if you'll just stand up so we can see you, Mayor Pro Tem Charlene Bybee. And now we have our Ward 1 Councilman, Donald Abbott. And Ward 2 Councilwoman, Diane Vanderwell. And Ward 3, Paul Anderson. And Ward 5, Christopher Dare. And I saw Mr. Kreutz around here somewhere. Where did he go? There he is, right in front of me. I can't see that far without my glasses on. And is Mr. Martini here? Yes, he is. There he is. Yep. Our Assistant City Manager. And our other Assistant City Manager, Allison McCormick. Thank you. Police Chief, Chris Crawforth. Fire Chief, Jim Reed. I remembered your name this time, Jim. The other night I was introducing him and I just totally drew a blank on who our fire chief was. It was horrible. And then we have staff, a lot of staff in the room. Thank you all for coming out and being here with us. And I'd also like to recognize Nathan Anderson, our Assemblywoman, and Assemblywoman Jill Dickman. And I have Devin Reese on the list, but I don't see him in the audience. So, and then of course from the county, we're lucky to have Kate Thomas. Thank you, Kate. And Communications Director, Nancy Leuenhagen. Did I get it right? Thank you. Okay, well, thanks again. We're gonna just start off. We don't wanna spend a lot of time with me talking. So we've made a video and it'll take you through what we're doing with the city and what great things we have in the future. So let's go ahead and start the video.
Welcome to the 2021 State of the City Address.
Hi, I'm Ed Lawson, Mayor of Sparks. I'm very honored to be your mayor. Before we look forward, let's take a minute and look backwards at some of the things that have happened to us in 2020. And with the loss of our friend Ron Smith, you know, I always wanted to be mayor of this city, but I certainly didn't want to be mayor at the cost of losing one of my best friends. Mayor Smith, from all of us here at the City of Sparks, we miss you very much.
"2020 was a year like no other. In March of 2020, we experienced our first known case of COVID-19 in Washoe County. Since then, we've been on a roller coaster ride with ups and downs like we've never seen before. The City of Sparks is proud that using CARES Act funding, we've been able to put many programs in place to help those that have suffered greatly during this pandemic. From rental mediation and rental assistance programs to our Small Business Assistance Fund program, we've put more than $9 million back into our community. We also gave essential funds to programs such as Delivering with Dignity and the Food Bank of Northern Nevada to help with food insecurity in our community. Making sure COVID testing was accessible and affordable was important to us too. That's why we partnered with the City of Reno and Walgreens to offer free COVID-19 testing for nearly 28,000 of our residents. We also collaborated with the University of Nevada, Reno to monitor wastewater at the Truckee Meadows Water Reclamation Facility. This groundbreaking scientific study has helped determine the prevalence of COVID-19 in the community and will also help researchers develop a predictive tool for managing COVID-19 and other viruses in the future.
Speaking of Tum Wharf, or the sewer plant, we've been treating wastewater for the community since 1966. During the pandemic, our employees at Telmorph came together to work every day to make sure essential service was available to the community and that our greatest natural resource, the Truckee River, was protected. We're so proud of our first responders and frontline staff that worked diligently through the pandemic in the past year. Our emergency dispatchers fielded more than 170,000 calls, always listening, always prioritizing emergencies, and making critical decisions on a daily basis. Their responses not only provided a lifeline for police officers and firefighters, but also played an integral role in keeping our community safe.
Our public works maintenance crews made sure that our streets, trails, parks, and public facilities were ready to use when so many other activities were closed. They also continued their many responsibilities that include removing snow, sweeping our streets, cleaning our storm and sewer drains, and working on many important community projects. And our planning, engineering, and building and safety staff found innovative ways to keep development going throughout the pandemic. Zoom meetings became the norm, and through online pre-application meetings, online permit application, electronic plan review, and online planning commission and city council meetings, the development community was able to continue to receive timely and professional services. Through it all, the City of Sparks is on pace to issue more than 650 new single-family building permits, the highest number in nearly a decade.
My hat also goes off to our dedicated Parks and Recreation employees who found new and innovative ways to keep our community involved and to socialize online, and providing critical before and after school programs for children of working parents.
And our communications team distributed important life-saving information to the community throughout the pandemic. The cities of Sparks and Reno, along with Washoe County, the Washoe County Health District, and other community partners, form the Regional Information Center to distribute COVID-19 information in both English and Spanish, bringing the Mask On, Move On, and Pongamos de Nuestra Parte messaging to the region. Our Sparks Fire Department responded to both COVID and non-COVID related medical and emergency calls, all while fighting both wildland and structure fires. And with the COVID-19 vaccine rollout in December 2020, our fire department also stepped up to help administer the vaccine, holding numerous vaccine clinics. Getting shots in arms has been a great first step in settling into our new normal. And speaking of our fire department, we are happy to announce that our City Council approved $3 million in funding towards a new fire station in North Sparks. As you've heard, we've collaborated with our regional partners on many important initiatives throughout this pandemic.
One of the great accomplishments we had in 2020 as a region was establishing the Nevada Cares Campus. And in the Cares Campus, that was a regional collaboration where 15 out of 17 local officials all voted to establish this campus with the use of COVID relief money sent to us from the federal government. I can't tell you how proud I am of our region for making this step forward.
The first phase of this 46,000 square foot shelter opened in May of this year. The new shelter replaces the temporary winter overflow shelters and tents. This shelter has the capacity to shelter 600 people and can expand to shelter up to 900. The unsheltered in our communities now have access to beds, lockers, showers, restrooms, and utilities. There are even rooms for couples and people with pets. And each person that walks through these doors will be offered life-changing services, resources, and safety.
There's so much that we've accomplished and so much yet to do. With this next round of federal dollars from the American Rescue Plan, we hope to continue to help people and businesses in our community.
We are excited that Sparks City Hall has reopened and that our City Council and other important boards, commissions, and committees can now once again meet in person.
Speaking of City Council, I was proud to nominate Councilmember Diane Vanderwell for my seat when I became mayor. With her background in planning and the things that she's done for the city of Sparks and regionally, she was the natural choice to take that position.
Thank you, Mayor Lawson. I'm honored to be serving on the Sparks City Council. As you mentioned, I served on the Sparks Planning Commission and have also served on other boards and commissions as well. I'm passionate about serving this city. I grew up right here in Sparks, in Ward 2, and even bought the house I grew up in several years ago. I love this city, and it's my goal to continue to help make this family-oriented city a great place that all residents can be proud to call home.
Now is a great time to check in with our other council members.
Hello, I'm Donald Iva, your Sparks City Councilman, representing you here in Ward 1. In November 2020, I was re-elected to serve this great city for another 4 years. Although this past year has certainly been difficult, our region is so resilient. I'm here on Victorian Square, and I'm excited to hear about so many of our events coming back. From Star Spangled Sparks, to the Best in the West Room Cook-Off, and concerts at the new Nugget Event Center, to the Water Lantern Festival and Dragon Boat races at the Sparks Marina Park. We also look forward to our signature holiday events, such as Pumpkin Palooza and the Sparks Hometown Christmas Parade. We recently waived outdoor dining permit fees for our downtown Sparks businesses, and can't wait to see many people once again frequenting the many businesses that were hit so hard during the pandemic.
Hi, I'm Ward 3 Councilmember Paul Anderson. I'm here at the beautiful Sparks Marina, where so much is going on. Board members of the Nevada Veterans Memorial Plaza are excited to continue the efforts on the amazing memorial that honors the legacy of our brave fallen service men and women from Nevada. In fact, they just had a groundbreaking event for Phase 2 of this remarkable project. We are thrilled with the opening of the Sparks Water Bar with outdoor seating overlooking the beautiful marina. Other great businesses call the marina home, and new housing is also being developed here. And I'm also happy to announce that we have a brand new All Abilities Playground going in soon. So much is happening right here at Sparks Marina District.
Hi, I'm Ward 4 Councilwoman Charlene Bybee and Mayor Pro Tem. I'm so excited to be out here at Golden Eagle Regional Park today. We're so happy to see that sports events and tournaments are back in full swing. This important facility brings millions of dollars in economic impact to our region, as well as being a first-class facility for both locals and visitors alike. I'd also like to share that during the past year, Councilman Anderson and myself hosted a series of important community conversations. I'm proud that we were able to facilitate conversations about racial issues, police transparency, COVID testing, and vaccine information. I'm looking forward to the upcoming year and what it will bring for the city of Sparks. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ward 5 Councilman Christopher Dare. I'm happy to be serving you for another 4 years. Here in Ward 5 and throughout the city, there are many important housing developments going in. I was proud to help out with the 2020 census and with the population growth. It's so important that we make informed decisions about housing and development in our region. That's why we adopted a new set of fiscal impact guidelines that developers are using when submitting applications for projects within the city. This tool helps us fund and manage our future growth and is helping Sparks lead the charge for strategic growth in our region.
And speaking of development, from the Deco, Bridges, and Atrium Apartments to exciting new businesses, Victorian Square is a great example of private developers' commitment to revitalization.
For the past many months, I've been going around town and I've been speaking about the vision for the city of Sparks. And the number one part of that vision is the lands bill. We're at a point where we have roughly, depending on which developer you talk to, anywhere from 5 to less than 10 years of land left before we have to start growing up. And that makes things way more expensive and contributes to our problem with affordable housing. And in that time, what we are looking for is also at the same time while we're doing the land spill is to look at city centers where we want to create a more dense area in a smaller area so we can get more people there. It's something that's been done in Europe for tens of thousands of years where you have a city center that may specialize in one particular item, and then if you wanted something from another city center, you take public transportation to get to the next city center. And we've identified 3 city centers here for the city of Sparks and possibly a 4th. We've identified the downtown city center, which you can see pretty much what we're talking about as we've seen with the apartments going in there. There's going to be 5,000 people living basically in a 6 square block area there in the very near future. We've also looking at the Audi Boulevard corridor as a city center and possibly theming that to make it more attractive for growth. And then, of course, along our river. You know, every city in America would love to have a river run through it, and we have one in Sparks that has tilt-up concrete on it. So we want to see how we can encourage people to move down there and build homes along the river, which I think is a great revitalization. It's also from I-80 to the river, there's less than 100 people that live in that whole area. And we think we could get 20 or 25,000 people down there. It would change the way Sparks looks, and it would change our future.
In the past year, we have welcomed employees into some new and important roles. Chris Crawforth was appointed by City Manager Neil Kreutz as the city's new police chief with the retirement of Chief Pete Krall. Chief Crawforth is dedicated to police transparency, meeting the needs of the Sparks community, residential outreach, and filling police officer vacancies are his top priorities, along with continued efforts to help the homeless through the department's Homeless Outreach Proactive Engagement, or HOPE team.
And speaking of the HOPE team, what a great program we have going on with the city of Sparks. It's 3 officers, a sergeant and 2 patrol officers, and they do nothing but contact homeless people and offer services. In the 10 months that they've been in existence, we've helped over 80 people get off the street and into some kind of services. It's truly a magnificent program. And for the people that think that this is some kind of heavy-handed deal, this is not a heavy-handed action at all. Our guys take great pride in not arresting homeless people for being homeless. So this program is working out. We're seeing the Sheriff's Department come on board with us July 1, and we're excited to have them helping us, and the University of Nevada will also be involved with us. So just a quick story about the HOPE team, and this is kind of amazing that it happened when I was doing my ride-along with them. There was a gentleman who was living in a bush literally behind the Sparks Museum. He had been contacted over 15 times by the HOPE team and asked if he wanted services. This day that I happened to be on the ride-along with the HOPE team, he decided that he wanted services. And the MOST team came out, they helped him get into services, they started the program for him, and that was impressive enough. But about 5 days later, I'm sitting there having lunch out on the plaza, and this gentleman walks by, and he looks at me and he says, "I know you." And I said, "Yeah, I'm the mayor of Sparks." And he goes, "Well, I want you to know, that day when you saw me, that was the last day I had a drink. And I go into my new program 2 days from now on Friday, and I'm looking forward to changing my life." So this is the kind of work our guys are doing. Very, very happy to see that.
We will also be adding 2 Mobile Outreach Safety Team, or MOST staff members, to our team at the Sparks Police Department. We are excited for these additions to help us improve the services we provide to our community. Allison McCormick was appointed by City Manager Neil Kreutz to serve as Assistant City Manager. In addition to managing the city's human resources, city clerk, customer service, and communications departments, she's working hard to further the city's legislative interests and forming a new commission to address equity, diversity, and inclusion. We welcomed Wes Duncan as the city's new Chief Assistant City Attorney, bringing to the city his vast knowledge of litigation, leadership skills, and experience prosecuting criminal cases and representing private and governmental clients on a wide array of legal matters. Through all the challenges and the victories in the past year, Mayor Lawson, the Sparks City Council, City Manager Neil Kreutz, and everyone here at the City of Sparks have worked diligently to serve this community with excellence. Careful planning, budgeting, and collaboration helped us to persevere through a very tough year.
And lastly, I just want to tell you that we look forward to continue to serve this great city of Sparks and hope to keep making it the city of choice for our residents and businesses. Thank you very much. Not bad, huh? Yeah, it's truly, truly a pleasure to be the mayor of this city. And, you know, we can't do this without staff. And our staff, if you wouldn't mind to stand up, if you're City of Sparks staff, please stand up for me so we can see and recognize you. Yeah, thank you. You guys, you're the reason why we're successful. And you're the ones that interact with the public every day and keep us on track. And, I just want to go back into a little more depth on the lands bill and just how important that is. And I have to also recognize Alexis Hill just showed up, a future rock star for the Washoe County Commission. She has just hit the ground running, and it's been a total pleasure to work with. So thank you for showing up, Alexis. We go back to the lands bill. The lands bill is so important. We're kind of ignoring the 800-pound gorilla that is Story County. There's going to be 50,000 jobs out there, and those folks, 80% of them live with us in Reno and Sparks, and 80% of that 80% lives north of I-80. So it's so important for us to grow towards this employment center. No one else in this region has 50,000 jobs at it, and those guys will in that time. So it's important, and the water is an issue for Story County, so we're probably not going to see a lot of housing in Story County. So they're going to still be living with us, and those. We're looking at a road to go from La Posada to USA Parkway to take the pressure off of 395 and I-80. And that road is actually an environmentally sound road that if we just get 10,000 cars a day on it, we save 25 tons in carbon emissions daily, which is a big deal. And as Christopher will tell you, our air quality is bumping right up against the limit. So anything we can do to improve our air quality is a huge gain. And the city centers. I mean, you can see the beginning of a great city center in downtown Sparks. And having that many people living in that small of an area creates its own vibe, and we're really excited about that. And with the Audi City Center coming on, we've identified 15th Street to make that a complete street, which is sidewalk for pedestrians, for bicycles, and the roadway all separated, so you have a safety factor in there. And it happens to run right past Sparks High School, so that'll help with the kids getting into school in a safer manner also. So we're pretty excited about that. But I think probably the biggest challenge we have is trying to bring residents back to the river. It's really going to depend on the lands bill for us to move our industrial out of that river corridor and move it up on the hill to the east, where they'll be also closer. Oops, I talk with my hands, I'm gonna hit some stuff. They'll be closer to Story County for delivery. It also will take some of the trucks off of the road for us that are now going to the north and obviously in Sparks. So kind of keeping them further away and making it safer for all our citizens in the region, not just the city of Sparks. So that's a big deal. And then there's an event we had Wednesday night that we could tell we had cabin fever. We had a Hello Summer barbecue down on the river with food trucks and a live band right down there at Rock Park. We had about 250 people out. There might have been some dancing. There might have been a mayor dancing. Not very well, but dancing, having fun. The citizens were so excited just to come out. It was so nice to see the smiles on everybody's face, even after the deluge of rain came and wiped out the entire deal. But it was still a great event. We're definitely going to do another event like that because it was so well received by the citizenry. So with that, I'm going to call that the end. And I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank the press for coming. And please stick around. We have some cupcakes and some sparkling cider right outside the door there. And thank you.